Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. Iggy here. Today I would like to talk about pentatonic scales. We all know that pentatonics are generally linked to blues, to classic rock, and most of you are gonna say, "Oh, that's the boring pentatonic scale as usual." But I'm sure that not, because today I would like to talk about different levels, 10 different levels in particular, in which you can start to play pentatonic scale from the very basic level to the use of the pentatonic to create unusual sounds. But of course, I would like to drive you through this journey, and we will start from the basics. But guys, before starting this lesson, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also you can find the tabs, transcriptions, and backing track of this lesson on my Patreon page. So a pentatonic scale is definitely a scale that is formed by only 5 notes, right? And I can definitely consider the pentatonic scale as a 5-note version of many other scales. Most of the times we tend to use the pentatonic scale of the major scale. So we tend to take the major scale and to make the pentatonic out of it. Coming back, what we try to do here is taking the major scales, and we cut out the F and the B note. These two notes together form a tritone, which is an interval that is considered as very dissonant. So what we try to do now is having a scale that does not have dissonances and is formed only by tones and tones and a half. So we have now C, D, E, G, and A. So C and D is one tone, D and E is one tone, E and G is one tone and a half, and G and A is one tone. For the major pentatonic is also valid the same idea, the same principle, that we have the relative minor. So if I have the major scales, I can also have its relative minor if I start the scale from 1 minor third below. So instead of starting by C, I start by A. Okay, so I have basically the same scale that instead of starting from C, starts from A. So I will have A, B, C, D, E, and G. Okay, and if I use the same scheme and I take the pentatonic scale, the major pentatonic scale, and instead of starting from C, starting from A, I will have basically another scale that is. Okay, it's our players. We are in advantage from this point of view because we have to learn only 5 different boxes. And in this case, these 5 boxes are basically always the same. It can be considered always a C major pentatonic scale or a relative minor pentatonic scale, A minor pentatonic scale. Okay, so let's play together all these 5 boxes. So in the first example, at the very beginning of this video, I played over an A minor backing track. So just a pedal on A minor, okay, or A minor 7. So what we are going to do in these examples now is to play always the pentatonic, the A minor pentatonic, can be considered again as the relative minor of C, and we will play it along the neck. So when we play all these 5 boxes over A minor, all the notes that I will be playing are basically correct. So whenever you try to play this scale in every point of the neck, you're going to be basically right. Let's see it. Okay, now that we saw how the scale works over a very static chord like A minor, we can start to complicate a little bit the scale. So let's continue to have the A minor pentatonic. And what we can do is start to put in a blue note. So in this particular case, the blue note is a note, it's like a chromatic note that I add, and that will basically form a new scale that is this time composed by 6 notes that will be A, C, D, D sharp, E, and G. So it's gonna sound like this. Okay, and I can play the same along all the entire neck. So when I add the blue note in the pentatonic scale, what I'm going to have is the blues scale. In particularly, I have a blues minor scale here. But if I start from C, I'm going to have a blues major scale here. It's basically the same, and it works the same way. So I will have all the entire shapes of in the neck, and whenever I will play over A minor 7th, it will work perfectly. Let's see it. Now the third level is using the tensions of the chord. So when I play this pentatonic over the A minor 7, I will play the pentatonic scale, of course, but I will play over a chord that is composed by the notes A, B, E, and G. So I can also call these notes as the root, the minor 3rd, the perfect 5th, and the minor 7th of the chord. But I can also use the tensions of the chords that are normally the 9th, the 11th, and the 13th. So when I have the tensions over this chord, I'm going to have basically an arpeggio, again, that is formed by the notes A, C, E, and G, that are the notes of the chord. And then I will have B, D, and F sharps. F sharp that is the respectively the 9th, the 11th, and the 13th. So in this case, what I can do is using this tool to create new sounds. The next step, once we understood how it is to using the tensions of the chord, we can go to the next step, the next level, which is using the pentatonic that is formed 1/5 above. So since we have used the tensions, I can have also B. So if I take a single part of this chord that I was playing before, A, C, E, G, B, D, F sharp, I will have the E minor triad, E, G, and B. So I can definitely use the E minor pentatonic over A minor. So this creates a new sound, let's say, because now I'm going to use a tension of the chord, the ninth. Let's see how it sounds. Okay, using the same principle, what I can do is also have another type of triad. Okay, so I will have, again, I have the note F sharp, and I have the note B, and I have the note D. Okay, so I have, as we saw before, basically I have a B minor triad. So this means that I can use the B minor pentatonic over the A minor pentatonic, and I'm going to touch the major 13. So if I play the B minor pentatonic over A minor, I'm going to have another peculiar sound, which includes the major 13th. Okay, it's a very Dorian sound, as we will see afterwards, and it sounds more or less like this. So now that we use the tensions of the chord, we can go to the next level. And the next level is starting to play outside. Playing outside means that I can mix the notes that are outside of the key. In particularly here, we have A minor, okay, the A minor key. And I can use notes that are very distant, let's say. So if I want to do this in short and very easily for us guitar players, I can just play the minor pentatonic that is located 1/2 step above. So in this case, I can use the B flat minor pentatonic over A minor pentatonic. And I can kind of mix it with the A minor pentatonic. Another possibility is playing a pentatonic that is located 1/2 step below. So instead of playing B flat minor pentatonic, you can play A flat minor pentatonic over A minor 7, and it's gonna sound like this. And if you mix the two, it's going to be very interesting. So as you see, it's very difficult to create a phrase that doesn't sound completely meaningless. So you have to be able to keep down the rhythm and give always a clear written idea to who is listening to you, while at the same time being able and being aware that you are creating a tension that you have to solve immediately after. In the next level, another device that we can use to create tension and release and to play outside and then create, again, this inside-outside effect is playing a pentatonic that is located 1 treating above the A minor pentatonic. Specifically here we have the E flat minor pentatonic. It's going to sound like this. And of course, if you mix the two pentatonics together, it's going to be quite crazy, let's say. So you have to be very careful to mix the inside and the outside effect. And you can do this with, of course, any pentatonic that is located one treating above or below, which is basically the same, theoretically speaking. So again, let's see how it works in real life. Okay, guys, now that we are at the step number 9, I would like to talk about the geometry of this scale, because when we have the pentatonic scale, we can, of course, think about this scale in terms of boxes. And we come back to the box that we all know. But we can extend, let's say, this box also horizontally. So we can put together two boxes and link them. So I can put together this box with this one, with the next one, and create something like this. Some notes will be repeated, but you can also avoid this repetition effect by extending the scale horizontally. Okay, this creates a beautiful effect because then you can extend the scale and you can have the same effect that you have when you use three notes for string major scales, but apply it to the pentatonic. And they sound way more various and also wide in terms of sonority. Let's see how they sound in real life again. So now that we saw the pentatonics three notes for strings, we can apply the same concept on the blues three notes for strings. So we can also always have these blues scales that are always three notes for each string. And the sound will be very particular as well, because whenever I have a blues scale, it always sounds like a little bit closed because I am always in the same box, right? If I extend the scale three notes per string, it's gonna sound more or less like this. Of course, then you can develop it differently, but the idea is that you use the blues scale always three notes per strings, and it is very cool because you can apply it in a very shreddy way. Let's say it sounds very it can allow you to play more fast, but at the same time you still have this blues sound in your intention. So guys, I hope you liked all the 10 numbers. Please let me know down in the comments if you like this lesson, and if you would like me to talk about more topics. I'm just starting this channel, and it is developing little by little. So I would like you to tell me which are the topics that you want me to develop for you. Also, if you liked this lesson, don't forget to leave me a big thumb up, to subscribe to the channel, to share my YouTube channel, and also you can add me on Instagram and TikTok, because I like to connect with all of you on these platforms. And I will see you all next week with another lesson. Bye guys.